Hello and welcome to my Mass Communications final presentation. My presentation is on the video game Doom, because and I chose Doom as my topic because I felt like Doom it shaped first-person shooter games where you control the player who is the soldier who is fighting, and thus shaped video games as a whole, because first-person shooters make up the majority of the video game market these days, both in sales and like microtransaction sales, just because they're so popular. And it was started by this game. This game wasn't the first one there was a couple others, namely like Wolfenstein 3D, which the developers of this game id also made. But this game specifically kind of popularized the genre and kind of put it on the map as like a mainstay of video game culture. And so I wanted to kind of explain what Doom was, why it's so popular, why it's controversial, and what this controversy started, while also playing the game, so you could get a good idea of what the game is and what the game is about. So I'll be playing, of course, a single player by myself. There is a multiplayer, not like a modern games where you join online and play with random people. No, you have to play with like people on your local Wi-Fi. That's how it was back in the day. We'll start a new game. We'll start from the beginning. Medium difficulty. Some people swear by the harder difficulties, but I like feeling like I can't say that word. I like feeling cool, so I like to play on the medium one because it makes you feel powerful. So we'll get all these bonus things. And so what Doom is, it's a first-person shooter, as you can see, released in 1993 by id Software. And when it launched, it was extremely successful. Like selling around 3.5 million copies. And those were like normal, like bought physical copies, and not just like the shareware versions. And the shareware versions were versions of the game that you could copy and reproduce as much as you wanted with no legal repercussions. Like this is something that people did, and that alone contributed to much of this game's popularity, was just the fact that the first mission, which is what I'm playing now, was free, which got people hooked, of course, so they wanted to get more. And this right here is a secret. Normally you're not supposed to get the shotgun until the next mission, but you can get it here. And that also kind of gave Doom longevity, the fact that there was secrets for you to do. As you can see here, I didn't get all the kills because I skipped a portion of it, because I also got some other secrets, and I only got 66% of the secrets. So this is something that my dad did. Is he and his friends would just play Doom, and they would try to get as many secrets as they could. Some levels were impossible to get all the secrets, but most of them you could get all of them. But the reason they were impossible was because of oversights by the developers. It's kind of a thing these days to see if we can find exploits to get these things. And the premise of Doom, okay, I'll move on to the story. So, in the story of Doom, you play as the guy that you see in the bottom. You are a unnamed space marine who is court-martialed and sent to Mars as punishment for disobeying his commanding officer's order to fire on innocent civilians. And so you're sent here, and then on the base, what happens is that the scientists there, from the UAC, I believe it's called. You'll see their name on the doors and stuff sometimes. The UAC was doing experiments with like hell energy, which opened a portal to hell and caused demons to invade Mars. And so you're the last survivor, and you're supposed to basically defeat all the demons before they can reach Earth. And in the next game, they kind of cover the aftermath of this game, like after he kind of defeats hell and what happens. That was Doom 2. But I wanted to focus on Doom 1 because it's like most things can apply to the whole series, and it's also just the most important because, of course, it was the first one. And some would argue that it's still the best one in the series to this day, despite the fact that Doom 2 had more stuff, it had more content, it had more guns, it had more demons. But people liked the first game because it was just that good. The levels were funner. The enemies, it was just the right balance of everything. Well, Doom 2 kind of was like a little excessive at times because they were trying to do the most that they could. And so part of what makes Doom so cool is the fact that you're just a cool, I can't say bad, bad, but I won't say that, but you're a cool space marine. What makes it fun is part of the fun is the fact that it's not just a fun game to play. The gameplay is extremely fun. It's smooth and it's responsive, even compared to modern games. But it's just you're a guy, and all you have to do is kill things. Like there is a story, but in the paper I mentioned the developers compare it to a porn movie, where like the story isn't important. Like you're just a guy and you gotta kill demons. Like that's it. That's all you gotta know. And people liked it because like you don't need a story. All you do is just kill these demons, and of course the demons also, as you can see, the blood and guts is a major part of this. And the blood and guts and the violence cause cause parents to fear that it would cause their kids to become violent. Of course, we know that has no actual standing, but there is some, I guess, evidence, or mostly anecdotal evidence, that would kind of prove that. Because the kids who did the Columbine shooting in 1999 said it's going to be like frickin' Doom. They wanted to start some sort of revolution or culture war in America, and I guess they wanted to start it with the shooting that they would eventually go to create. And they loved Doom. They loved Doom. Just like every other teenager in the country, they loved Doom. And they made their own Doom mods. They talked about Doom a lot in their things. They compared what they were going to do to Doom. Which is, Doom is a violent game. It is. And likely they were at least somewhat inspired by Doom. But I don't think it's right to say that it would cause this, because think of how many other people played Doom. This is, again, 3.5 million copies of the full game were sold. Think of how many kids bought the game, played through it, spent so much time. My dad played the game. My own dad, and I'm playing the game right now, and we're not like this. I would like to believe I'm a sane person. Who knows? Maybe I think differently than everybody else, but I am a sane person. I haven't done anything close to what they've done. And so, yeah, I don't think it's right to say that Doom caused this. And that's kind of like the point of my essay. I just want to say, video games don't cause violence. They may be violent. Violent people may like these games, but it doesn't make people violent. Now, it is odd, the fact that, yes, you are a character in a game, and you are shooting, and you are partaking in violence. And my dad did say that to me. It's a little odd to him that we play games that are just exceedingly violent, and this is like entertainment. Like, this is fun. As you can see, the demons like to infight. There are a lot of little things in this game that made it kind of funny. Like, yeah, you could explode these barrels. Here, I'll try to shoot this one. And then it would blow them up. Yeah, as I said, it's a fun game to this day. Like no other first-person shooter or video game at all has had the same staying power. Like, people still like to play old games, but this one is still one that people avidly play. And there is still content being made for this game, like mods and stuff. Like, modding was a very popular thing back in the day, and it still is. There was recently a really popular one called myhouse.wad, and WAD is the file that is used to modify Doom. And it was kind of this. My House was this kind of thing where a guy recreated his friend's house in Doom using using Doom's inbuilt modding software. But it turns out to be much more than that. It was this whole kind of if you've heard the term creepypasta, this kind of creepy thing where as you progress through the level of My House, you would realize that something is not right. Something is wrong, and it slowly it became more and more terrifying. And this has given Doom longevity. Most of the WADs are for Doom 2 because it has much more content in it, as I've said, but modding Doom and Doom 2 is what it kind of gave them a longer presence, along with just being a fun game. I think this is where you get the chain gun. That's another reason why it's so fun. You just get a bunch of cool guns to shoot things with. That is cool. I guess that's cool to some people. It's cool to me. I like this game. Here, I'll get through this level, and then I'll end it. I might crop down some bits as well, like this part. Oh crap! As you can see, here's the Pinky Demon, and he's one of the baddest guys in the game. Like there are stronger demons than him, but he's the one that probably gets me the most because they always hide in like corners and stuff, and the developers always placed him so he's always in corners, and then sometimes he's invisible. I don't know if he's invisible. Oh, that died. You know, maybe the middle difficulty is perfect for me. Thankfully, this game doesn't have a life system like many other retro games. This game opts to like the only punishment you get is the fact that you lose all your guns and your ammo. So you basically got to start from square one. But thankfully, the enemies this early on aren't that powerful, so you can still do pretty well, like with just the handgun. We'll try to get the chain gun so we can kill all these guys. And when you run out of ammo, you can just get up close and personal with them and beat them to death with your knuckle dusters. I don't know why a Space Marine would have knuckle dusters, but it's pretty cool. Seriously, that's just what this game is. That's why people like this game. It's like, it's just cool. It's just cool. It's just cool. People love this game because it's just cool. And for this popularity, it did gain some controversy. As I said, there was, like, people said it would cause kids to become violent. There was even a court case where, like, along with, like, a court case with Mortal Kombat and the Night Trap that I talked about in the essay, where, like, they want this, it started the ESRB so that kids wouldn't play it. As to the effect of the ESRB, it's not that effective, because, like, any kid can, like, any parent can just buy their kid stuff. So, yeah. Should it be enforced more? I don't know. It really should be up to the parents to decide. But, yeah. In the end, no, video games do not cause people to be violent. Violent people may play it, but that doesn't define the game. So, I'm going to end it here. And thank you for watching, and thank you for, well, being my teacher.